It is time to find out which budget-friendly grocery store is actually better and perhaps more importantly, cheaper, Aldi or Walmart. This is how the battle will go. I'll do a comparison for the main categories of each store when it comes to beef, chicken, cooking oils, dairy, eggs, and more. And at the end of this video, we will have a clear winner which budget grocery store is actually better. This video is also sponsored by thrivemarket.com. My link down below will get you 30% off your first order and a free gift, but we'll talk about that more in a minute. Let's start with a beef comparison. And if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you just know Aldi has one of the best 100% grass-fed ground beefs on the market for a great price. And for this video, I'm gonna focus on Bobby-approved items. So the difference between this beef and this is here, factory farmed, conventional. This is grass-fed, grass-finish for the price of $5.29 a pound. It's gonna be really interesting to compare this to Walmart because this is one of the lowest in the industry. And it's $85.15. If you like a leaner beef, well, they have you covered too, because look at this. This is $93.7 for a little more at $5.99. Why is it more expensive? Because this has more beef, less fat. This has a little more fat, little less beef. I actually would prefer the $85.15 because to me, fat is flavor. So two really good options there. For steaks though, we're somewhat limited. Sometimes they'll have cuts here and there, but they're not evergreen or permanent. But I do see this. This is a beef skirt steak, 100% grass-fed. I actually love a skirt steak because it's full of collagen and yummy, yummy fat. And my gosh, to get a grass-fed, grass-finished skirt steak for $6.99 a pound is really, really nice. So those are our Bobby-approved grass-fed beef options here at Aldi. Let's scoot over to Walmart. The first thing you'll notice about the grass-fed meat here at Walmart is there's a lot more options. Look, I just see 4 different varieties of grass-fed ground beef. Now, over at Aldi, we had $85.15 organic ground beef. They have it here too. If we're doing an apples-to-apples comparison to the one at Aldi, this one is actually a little bit more expensive, but the nice thing about it is the variety. Yeah, you got 90-10, or my favorite is this one, 80-20. This one's really nice because you get a little more fat and flavor. A little more fat, she knows, right? So we like that. Even though it's not organic, it doesn't have to be organic. It's 100% grass-fed. So 80-20 has a little more fat, whereas the Aldi one had 85-15. But what's interesting is it's $5.86 a pound for the 80-20. It was cheaper for the 85-15 at Aldi. So it's actually, according to my notes, still 11% more expensive for the non-organic 80-20 compared to the 85-15 at Aldi, which has a little more beef to fat ratio. So interesting, right?
Yeah. And how much is this one?
That's the best price. That's $5.86 a pound. I would get that one because it has good fat to it, you know?
Yeah. They have more fat.
Yeah. Yeah, this one.
10% fat.
Yeah, there you go. 10, yeah.
Or you can do the 20.
Yeah, I like that one personally.
They're both the same price, right?
Oh no, this one's actually cheaper. $5.86, $6.86.
Or
Yeah,
$1 more? So
dollar more.
Yeah,
There you go, Mom. You got it. Yeah. Awesome. Enjoy, guys. See? She knows. She's dialed in. We like that.
I know.
You know, right?
I buy in New York.
There you go. See, you know all the prices. I love that. Very cool. Good to meet you guys. So what they didn't have at Aldi were steak varieties in prime cuts. Look at the marbling on this 100% grass-fed New York strip. How about 100% grass-fed ribeye at $19.94 a pound? The only steak they had at Aldi was the skirt steak, which is an economical cut at $6.99. These are prime cuts, and they even have top sirloin cut for under $13 a pound. So let's think about this, and I think Nona over there would agree too. Yes, the ground beef is slightly cheaper for grass-fed at Aldi, but you have 4 different varieties here with 3 beautiful choice cuts. So when it comes to Bobby-approved grass-fed beef, we're going with Walmart. Folks, I'm a little underwhelmed at the fresh seafood department here at Aldi. No wild salmon, no wild fish at all. All they have is farm-raised Atlantic salmon, farm-raised tilapia, which I literally call the garbage of the ocean. You never want to eat tilapia, and steelhead trout. That's farm-raised. I said fresh fish department here. It's a little fun fact. Even though it looks fresh, this is not fresh fish anywhere. It's previously frozen and thawed fish here. So they don't have any wild caught. Before we check the freezer department, let's just do for a comparison what the price of their farm salmon is, just so we can compare it to Walmart. So it's $9.19 a pound for the Norwegian farm salmon. Let's go check out the freezer chest. I see something. Even though we didn't have the wild salmon in the fresh department, we have it here in the frozen. This is wild caught pink salmon. Ooh, $9.99 a pound is a really good deal, which I like. But we have to check something. Oh, danger, Will Robinson, danger, product of China. So this is really becoming common, and it's unfortunate because this is actually wild caught salmon, most likely from North America, maybe like Russian waters. But it's cheaper for the fishermen to export it to China to be butchered, slaughtered, packaged, and sent here than it is to do it here. Super sad state of affairs, but you lose the traceability then, which I really don't like. So even though it's good quality wild caught fish, I don't like the fact that it's being sent abroad to China to be processed here. So I would not eat this personally. It begs a good question though. If I had to eat this versus farm raised Norwegian salmon, what would I eat? I would eat this. Farm raised is garbage in my opinion. So that's a no, but look at this. Even though they had no wild caught fish over there, they do here. Wild caught tuna, wild caught mahi, wild caught cod there. Let's see for wild caught shrimp, which I love too, and it's common to find in the freezer department. A lot of these are farm raised here, but look right here. Wild caught Gulf shrimp, domestic shrimp here. Darn it. This happens a lot with cheaper seafood. You have to read the ingredients because see what it says right here? It's shrimp, but with sodium tripolyphosphate and sodium bisulfate. These are really nasty preservatives, and I guarantee some of the frozen ones at Walmart will have the same. So these are not Bobby approved at all. So that's the seafood options for the seafood lover in you. Let's go to Walmart. I already noticed a big difference compared to Aldi in the fresh fish case. And look at this, fresh, never frozen. Not true, okay? But this is wild caught Alaskan salmon, a beautiful piece, wild caught in the USA for, wow, $11.67 a pound? That's like cheaper than Sam's Club would be. That's an amazing deal for thawed and fresh fish, but look at this. Wild caught cod, wild caught ahi tuna, swordfish, mahi, so many options here of wild caught in the fresh case. And we did the Atlantic farm salmon price over at Aldi. Let's just do an apples to apples comparison. This one is $9.67 a pound, so a little bit more. Let's go check out the frozen case. So this is interesting because I see two types of frozen wild salmon. They have the wild caught pink salmon, like they had at Aldi, but just like Aldi, see right there? Product of China. We don't want that. But look at this right here, market side, wild caught Alaskan salmon. Check it on the back, product of the USA. This is what we want, but to be honest, it's a little pricey. I mean, it's 98 cents an ounce, so that's what, $15.60 a pound? Whereas the one over there in the chill chase was like 11 and change a pound. So I'd rather just buy that and freeze it. But they have a superior one to Aldi. And they do have, look, wild caught sea bass, more ahi tuna there. And it's tricky once again, because you'll see a lot of shrimp options here, including big wild Gulf shrimp. But I guarantee it, yep, see, coated in sodium tripolyphosphate and sodium bisulfate, those nasty preservatives again. So I think this one's pretty clear, my friends, when it comes to battle of the seafood. Who's better? Walmart by far. For cooking oils, one thing I've always loved about Walmart, specifically supercenters, is look behind me. The amount of fats, including extra virgin olive oils that are Bobby approved, have always been awesome at great prices. And we all know with extra virgin olive oil in particular, a lot of it's fake and a lot of it's cut with other oils, and they don't tell you that. Well, we have some really, really good options here at great prices. So look, this is single origin California olive oil for 66 cents an ounce. This is single origin Tunisian olive oil at 44 cents an ounce. How about more? single origin Sicilian olive oil. 59 cents an ounce. These are really good single origin, oftentimes estate grown olive oils that are real extra virgin. You don't have to worry about them being fake. But it goes to other oils too. I mean, like I love ghee, right? Well, look at this. They have the Walmart brand ghee here for 63 cents an ounce. I love avocado oil. Now, while this one is 38 cents an ounce here, it's in a plastic bottle, which I don't love, but it is product of Mexico or Spain. I like single origin for my avocado oil for traceability. And look, I love virgin coconut oil for baking. They have a medium-sized tub here for 37.5 cents an ounce. So you're talking about so many different types of fat that are all Bobby approved for really good prices. This is gonna be very interesting to see how all these stacks up. A little different look than the wall of oils at Walmart. But this is small but mighty, and boy, oh boy, I'm so excited to see. This is somewhat seasonal, and it just came back here. If you see it, get it. It's Sicilian extra virgin olive oil with this stamp on there. That means it has to be grown in from a certain region, meaning it's real deal Southern Italian extra virgin olive oil, no chance of being fake. What I love about it, this is so interesting, 59 cents an ounce. What was the price of those Sicilian bottles at Walmart? 59 cents an ounce. Exact tie, which is so cool to me. They have the organic extra virgin olive oil, Simply Nature here, but what I don't like is on the back. See where it says product of Argentina, Chile, Greece, Italy, Morocco, Portugal, Spain, Tunisia, and then packed in Spain. Longtime viewers of the channel know that I'm all about traceability, which is why I like single origin like the Sicilian one here. So this is not an oil I would buy, even though the price is equal to the Tunisian one at Walmart. That was single origin, this one is not. This could be a little differentiation here, but the avocado oil, mostly the ones at Walmart were in plastic. This is in glass here. I don't love that it's from 3 countries, USA, Mexico, and Spain. I don't love the possible lack of traceability, but it is a little bit cheaper per ounce. It's 35 cents an ounce. We like avocado oil because it's a high heat swap for canola oil, which is a toxic seed oil. And this is interesting too because they have, look, Simply Nature, organic, unrefined virgin coconut oil. And even though it's in the smaller bottle, it's got a great price of 33 cents an ounce here, which is slightly cheaper than this bigger bottle of extra virgin coconut oil at Walmart. So this is really tough because I would say the selection is more vast at Walmart, but the prices are slightly lower, specifically on the avocado oil and the coconut oil. I think we have to call this one a tie here, right? You can get great oils at either one. I really like specifically the extra virgin olive oil variety at Walmart, but we're calling it a tie for battle oils. Speaking of oils, I mentioned at the beginning of this video that it's sponsored by thrivemarket.com. They have really good single origin cooking oils on their site, and my link down below not only gets you 30% off your first order and a free gift, but from the April 27th to April 30th, you're doing a friends and family sale with hundreds of items, 25% off. So if you haven't joined yet, you can get the sale prices and you can get an additional 30% off your first order and a free gift using my link down below. They've been a sponsor of the channel for 8 years. Most all their stuff is cheaper than a normal grocery store, and the box comes to your door. So what I'm gonna do is type out a list of my favorite things on Thrive Market, put it in the description box down below, both food and personal care items, and my link once again, 30% off the first order, a free gift, and from the 27th of April to the 30th, 25% off friends and family sale. Try Thrive, you will love it. Let's move on to chicken here. There's a big wall of chicken, but like Patrick Swayze would say, nobody puts baby in the corner, and the only Bobby approved chicken here would be organic. And we only have basically one option here. It's the organic Purdue brand for $6.48 a pound. Oh, you know what they do have? My favorite cut actually, bone on, skin on chicken thighs, which are organic for $3.87. You know what's interesting? I've heard this from other people. Depending where you live in the country, breast meat could be less or more expensive to boneless, skinless thighs. I heard like in Texas, you guys are smart, you know that boneless, skinless thighs have more flavor than breasts, so thigh meat's more expensive. But like, for example, here or my old home of Chicago, breast meat was more expensive. Is that true where you live also? Either way, that's the price of breast here. They also have tenderloin breast. Let's head over to Aldi and see what the comp would be. We'll get an apples to apples comparison here because Aldi has organic chicken breast also. Ooh, $5.79 a pound, cheaper than Walmart by 12%. That's a big savings on organic chicken breast. And I see something I like too, because the organic chicken was pretty limited at Walmart. It was just the breast and the tenders, which they also have chicken breast strips here too. But my favorite type of chicken is this. It's the organic whole chicken here for a great price of $2.79 a pound. You want to stretch your dollar? Whole chicken is where it's at because you can butcher it yourself, get all the cuts. What do you do with the bones? Boil it in water or pressure cook it in water with aromatics like onions and celery and carrots and make bone broth. This is the most economical way. And Aldi has the whole chicken. Walmart didn't. Aldi has the organic chicken breast for 12% cheaper than Walmart. So in battle chicken, the winner is Aldi.
You don't look at our card because I have a teenager shop.
I'm not looking today. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course, you're so kind. Wow, thank you.
My heart's like, I like, I'm at the celebrity.
Yes, the celebrity at Aldi.
I have a picture.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Great to
God
meet you.
bless you guys
Yes,
so
thank you
much.
for your support.
Thank you.
Look at this wall of bread at Walmart. There's so much here, but spoiler alert, almost all of it is not even close to being Bobby approved. If you watch the video here of the top 20 things to buy at Walmart in 2025, most of these are made with enriched wheat flour, non-organic flour, seed oils, cane sugar, corn syrup, pretty bad. The only Bobby approved bread is actually right here. It's the Dave's Killer Bread. And I like this one because look, it's 1 gram of sugar coming naturally from organic fruit juice concentrate, and it's all organic nuts and seeds on the back. So the price of this is 24 cents an ounce. But this is really interesting because this is probably the most popular Dave's. And let's pay attention to this because I know Aldi has a similar one. This is the green bag. The only reason why this one is not Bobby approved is there's 4 grams of cane sugar per slice, which is crazy. This one had 1 gram of organic fruit juice concentrate, the Bobby approved version. So this is 22 cents an ounce for the big green bag. Remember that because Aldi has a knockoff. And the thin sliced bread, remember this because Aldi will have a knockoff too, is 27 cents an ounce. So once again, the only Bobby approved bread I would get at Walmart is the Power Seed at 24 cents an ounce. Now, let's go head over to the bread section of Aldi. I love that Aldi is doing this. They're making their own private label of the Dave's Killer in the green bag, and they're using the green label too. It's exactly the same. Look at the ingredients. It's basically like ingredients here with 1 less gram of sugar. Also less. The price per ounce is 16 cents. My friends, this is 38% cheaper for the Dave's Killer knockoff here at Aldi. All right, both are not Bobby approved, but if you like that bread, 38% cheaper. They had the thin sliced Dave's over at Walmart, thin sliced seed-tastic also. Look at this, 16.5 cents. This is 64% cheaper here at Aldi. This is literally insane here. But let's move to my favorite. This is one of my favorite loaves in the entire grocery store, here or anywhere, and it is this. Aldi Organic Knock Your Sprouts Off bread. Look at the price here. 23 cents per ounce. So it's actually 1 cent per ounce cheaper than the only Bobby approved bread back at Walmart, which was the Dave's Power Seed in the red. But this is actually better for you. Why? See the word right here? Sprouted 7-grain bread. So that means all of these grains here, wheat, millet, grits, rice, rye, they're all sprouted, which actually make them easier to digest, which make them more nutrient dense for you and I. So this is still one of the best in the grocery store. It's a cent cheaper per ounce versus Dave's Red, but this is superior. And we have the apples to apples comparisons of the other Dave's, and it is astronomically cheaper here by 63% for that one. Battle bread easily goes to Aldi. Leave it to Walmart. They have a lot of butter options to choose from, but only a couple are actually Bobby approved. So always when you see it, Kerrygold is a great option. It's milk from grass-fed cows, Irish butter. This is a block, and the block is 54 cents an ounce. Not a bad price, and I do like the fact that they have this tub because it's naturally softer. Sometimes they'll put oils into these spreadable butters, but this one is just the milk and cream, that's it, right? But it doesn't have the oils to make it soft. There are other European style butters, but they are not grass-fed. But there is, out of this entire wall, one organic butter. It's the Horizon Organic, and it's 47 cents an ounce. So between the organic and the Kerrygold, those are the two good options here. Before we skedaddle over to Aldi, they have a ridiculous section here of nothing but margarine, essentially, right? If you grew up in the 80s, they all told us that butter was gonna kill us and to eat margarine because it's more heart healthy. And sometimes they would put the heart healthy stamp on there. It turned out they were wrong, and margarine is horrific for your health. And the fact they're still selling all this stuff is crazy. Look at the first ingredient. Water followed by soybean and palm oil with natural flavors. What do we think is better? The butter and lard grandma used to cook with, or processed inflammatory GMO soybean oil? Totally ridiculous that people still buy this. I digress. Off to Aldi we go. This is such a different wall of butters here at Aldi. Less is more because the wall of Walmart butters was huge. This just has a few options, but a few really good options. For example, this in my hand right here is a like comparison to Kerrygold butter. It's their Countryside Creamery, pure Irish butter made from milk from grass-fed cows. This is their Kerrygold dupe. What's the big dupe though? Look at that. It's 44 cents an ounce, my friends. That is 23% cheaper than Walmart. That's a big number, but it doesn't stop there. Walmart had one organic style butter. This one has one organic style butter here, American style butter, for 38 cents an ounce. Do the math. It's 20% cheaper for organic butter here versus Walmart. These are big, big numbers. I will give Walmart a bit of a kudos because they had the Irish spreadable butter. But if you look on the back, it has canola oil. And the one at Walmart was just soft spreadable Irish butter. But that being said, these are big price differences. How is this possible? We're noticing a trend in this video where Aldi is consistently way cheaper than Walmart. And Walmart's supposed to be this big mega store with, what, almost 5,000 store locations. How many stores does Aldi have in the US? Maybe 2,000? But they're coming in cheaper on major items compared to Walmart. And Walmart's supposed to be like the budget for the masses. This is very, very interesting. But for battle butter, Aldi wins it by far. More is not always better. There's a lot of cheese on this wall, but stay with me in a second. I'll show you where the best Bobby approved cheese lives in Walmart. But the only good one on this wall is good old string cheese, right? The stuff we used to eat back in the school days here. And this is Organic Valley Stringles. Difference between that and a regular cheese, that's GMO milk cheese. This is organic non-GMO cheese. And this comes in at 68 cents an ounce. On to the other cheese though. If you go adjacent to the produce section, there's this little wall here of dips and whatnot, but this is where the best cheese at Walmart lives. And this is a very good deal because we have Australian, g'day mate, grass-fed cheese, and Dubliner. The only difference between these two cheeses that are both Bobby approved is the price. So this is Old Crock Australian, made with grass-fed milk, and it has a certified non-GMO stamp on there. It's 61 cents an ounce, a very good price, whereas Dubliner, which is great too, it's 95% grass-fed, 5% supplemental feed non-GMO. Irish cheddar is 78 cents an ounce. So way more expensive for the Kerrygold. And in my opinion, the old crock is equally as good. It's like Mick Dundee from Crocodile Dundee back in the day. That's not a knife, this is a knife, mate. So these are the two best cheeses at Walmart. How do they stack up to Aldi? How lucky am I? This is literally the last packet of organic string cheese. And I love that it's here because it's a perfect apples to apples comparison to the one we just saw at Walmart. So check it out, organic string cheese, exact same as the other one. The only difference is the price. Look at that. It's 46 cents per ounce. Let me double check my notes here. Oh, it's 33% cheaper here for the exact same product compared to Walmart. That is unbelievable. Great for the kids, whoever gets the last packet. Good for you. Let's mosey over here. Oh, perfect. This is an equal comparison once again. They had the Kerrygold Dubliner cheese over there. This is Aldi's version of it. Check it out. It's Irish cheddar cheese, milk from grass-fed cows, exact 1-to-1. Price per ounce, 63 cents per ounce. Cheaper, let me check my notes again. I believe it's 24% cheaper for Irish cheddar cheese here at Aldi. And this is something they've been carrying for a while. It's not your average Aussie grass-fed cheese, right? So an Aussie cheese for an Aussie grass-fed cheese coming in at 51 cents an ounce. Once again, 24% cheaper. These are massive numbers. We're talking 24 to, what was it, 34% more expensive at Walmart for the exact same cheese. And bonus points if we come on down here. Walmart, on that big wall of cheese we were showing.
We're all addicted to you.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you.
Everybody should watch your video.
Wow, that's a good testimonial. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That wasn't staged. On that big wall of cheese at Walmart, they didn't have any sliced cheese. Well, look at this. They have organic sliced white cheddar and Colby cheddar for 46 cents an ounce. It's a clear winner in battle cheese, Aldi. We'll move on to dairy, specifically yogurt and milk. But I want to give you a pro tip when it comes to yogurt. I think the best yogurt we can eat is strained yogurt. So whether that's skyr, which is strained, or Greek. Why? Well, look at these two bottles of yogurt here. Both are Bobby approved, but this is non-strained organic yogurt. So a 3/4 cup serving only has 6 grams of protein and 6 grams of natural sugar. Now, when you strain it, something interesting happens. It's still a 3/4 cup serving, but there's 16 grams of protein and only 4 grams of natural sugar. The straining process intensifies the protein and reduces the natural sugars in the lactose, which is why I always go for strained yogurt. This is your only Greek options here that are organic or Bobby approved. The price is 23 cents an ounce. The only thing I don't like, see where it says non-fat milk? I talk about this a lot. I want whole fat milk in quality dairy because in there lives things like omega-3 fatty acids, and when you get non-fat dairy, you're stripping yourself of that. So this is the best Bobby approved Greek yogurt you can get. Let's go over to the milk there. I like what I see. Look at this, we have 2 and 3 different types of grass-fed milk. The third one's sold out right now from Organic Valley. But you have Horizon grass-fed, Maple Hill grass-fed, very cool. But let's go basic here. So basic organic Bobby approved milk would be the Great Value brand. Very hard to see the price, but it's $4.12 for a half a gallon, which is a nice price. Between that and the varieties of grass-fed, it's gonna be tough for Aldi to beat. This is interesting because Aldi doesn't even have the non-strained version of organic yogurt, but more importantly, they do have Greek yogurt. Now they have flavored vanilla one, which you don't want. It has added sugar, it has natural flavors, but they have a plain one that, look at this, it's whole milk. The one at Walmart was non-fat milk, which is not ideal, like I said. This is whole fat. And speaking of ideal and preferable, wow, 18 cents an ounce for organic, plain, whole Greek milk. My friends, that is, what's the math there? 28% cheaper than Walmart For Greek yogurt, that is actually technically superior because it has the fat in there too. So big win for Aldi there. Let's mosey on down to the milk because the milk at Walmart had some pretty good options here, there, and they're limited here, right? We don't see any grass-fed milk at all, but let's do an apples to apples comparison because they had whole organic milk. Well, look, they got it too here for $4.39. That's more expensive, right? If you do the Walmart brand organic milk compared to the Aldi brand organic milk, this is actually 7% more expensive, and we don't have any grass-fed milk. And while they did at Walmart and it was a little more expensive, they had like 3 or 4 different options. So how are we gonna score this? Let's give milk in the Walmart category, but yogurt in the Aldi category. I actually find it shocking and offensive that regular eggs by the dozen are $4.47, probably as high as $5.50, $5.99 last year. I remember making videos in Aldi, gosh, 6-7 years ago in Chicago, they were 99 cents a dozen. Totally crazy. I digress, back over hither to the good eggs. Now, they don't have it right now, but I was here on Friday and I took some B-roll. They normally have the pasture-raised eggs right here. It's the good Golden brand pasture-raised eggs. It's $5.45 for a dozen of good standard quality pasture-raised eggs. And what's interesting is they have organic eggs here too, and they're $5.49. They're actually a little more expensive than the pasture-raised. I wouldn't get that, right? Longtime viewers of the channel know I prefer pasture-raised non-organic eggs over regular free-range or cage-free organic eggs. But those are $5.49 for a dozen too. So knowing that and knowing the price of the pasture-raised, let's go check it out at Walmart. This is nice because we're gonna get an apples to apples comparison. And this is still relatively new, but Market Side, the Walmart brand, has their own pasture-raised eggs now. And you know they're legit because they have the 108 square foot per chicken stamp, but when you have pasture-raised with that certified humane stamp, that means they're doing it right. So these are new-ish to Walmart and very good. Oh my gosh, look at the price. This is so interesting. It's $5.47 a dozen. Aldi was $5.49. 2-cent differential, negligible. And Aldi had the organic ones too. Look at this. Market Side organic eggs also. Exact same quality. $5.54. Aldi was what, $5.49? So a 5-cent different. And beyond that, there's not much difference here. So eggs to eggs are pretty darn equal. So we're gonna give this a tie. Folks, the judges have added up all of the points and it's a clear winner here. There's no doubt about it. I'm happy to say that Aldi is the winner. How does that make you feel?
Aldi for the win.
Aldi for the win, my friends. All right, that is it. If you want to see another Versus video like this, you let me know. Do check out thrivemarket.com using my promo link down below. Not only 30% off your first order and a free gift, but from April 27 to April 30th, they have the Friends and Family sale for 25% off. And if you're a new customer, you get 30% off on top of that. That is it. From Aldi, I leave you like I always do. Hashtag keep on cooking, mad love, and peace. Bye.